hypocrisy leading to a genocidal world war, and post-war injustice and hysteria, a boom, a crash, totalitarianism. Act 2. Greed and hypocrisy leading to a genocidal world war. Post-war injustice and hysteria. A boom, a crash, totalitarianism. Act 3. Greed and hysteria. A boom, a crash. I don't dare continue. Totalitarianism. Again, yes. But never before has mankind been confronted by the problem of surviving global death, total death, the doubting of reality, and overall a well-bred paranoia, totalitarianism. And our personal antidotes: dope, marking time, and making money, making it, turning on, turning off. Dope, 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 dope. The facts are potent enough. The facts are potent enough.
I don't want someone in power.
The facts are potent enough.
I don't want someone in power that...
Was the death of society, totalitarianism.
All right. That's close enough to 15 minutes. I think I can stop myself from saying a bad word. How's it going, Front Yard Shield? I saw that you DM'd me the Nietzsche video again. This is a day that I might actually get to that. Let me see here. Let me just move my DMs off screen here. I'm trying something new with chat. How short is a short stream? Couple of hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours, maybe 3. All right, looks like my Wi-Fi kicked in. It keeps on swapping between my Wi-Fi and my landline. What do you call that? Ethernet. I asked if you were streaming today and deleted because I didn't want to bother you. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, we might actually get to that Nietzsche video. Just depends. Just depends. Currently, I'm trying something new with chat to try and reduce the strain of having a billion fucking windows well, you know what? I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it to 15 minutes without saying a bad word. Jesus Christ. Hardwire. Listen, I would love to I would love for it to stick with the Ethernet cable, okay? But it's not, it doesn't want to listen to me. Okay, is it Command Plus? Okay, we're going to make the chats bigger. So I also got a new phone today. Got that upgrade plan. So so I had to bust out my old Mac laptop. So I just decided, well, you know what? Why not add a fourth? Why not add a fourth boy to the mix here? Okay, so I don't have as many windows to worry about on my screen. So where should I put stuff? I guess I'll make this half of the screen right here. Oh my God, please stop. There we go. Small boy right there. And I'll put OBS right here. There we go. That works perfectly. One thing, there's been a lot of fallout from my conversation with Tom. And I don't understand some things still. There were a couple of things that people have DM'd me directly about that are direct refutations of things that he said to me. So I'm trying to decide if it is something that I care enough about to go back and... Why am I still on the starting screen? Sorry. Yeah, so I'm just trying to decide whether it's something that I care enough about to go back and confront, you know, and fact check, hashtag fact check on him. Yeah, I just have to decide. I will say this: the more that Mantis wants to fucking screech at me in my fucking Discord, or not just me, just screech in my Discord about it, the more I feel inclined to, because I know Tom and Mantis both have this. Well, Tom was arguing against the idea. Mantis says that it's ridiculous, but I think that Mantis is gassing up this idea so hard in his mind that people are out to get him. I don't, or well, not just that people are out to get him, that it's a coordinated thing and that it was coordinated from the beginning, you know? So yeah, that's where the Tom tint is at. Will you cover the Biden-Trump debate? That's happening when? In a couple of days, like 10 days? Let's look it up. Biden-Trump debate. It's next week. Come on, give me a day. Give me a day. The 25th? So in 5 days. Let me, you know what? I'm actually super curious. Oh no, I'm not going to be logged into my work schedule app anymore because I just got a new phone. Oh, that's going to suck. Let me see if it just pops up here. It does. Okay, cool. I am off on the 25th. I do not have work on the 25th. So yeah, if I can get away with it, I'll probably have to stream to Kick or something. So also, does it look weird when I'm reading chat on my right? I guess it doesn't look too weird. I'll just have to get used to it. I don't want this to seem like ego boosting, but hypothetically, if I was your son, would you not be proud of me for my interest in different philosophical? Sure I would, but that's not the that's not where like my, if I had a kid, all right, I wouldn't derive pride simply just from the fact that they have interest in intellectual intellectual endeavors or whatever the fuck, you know. I would be more proud on like accomplishments and whether or not they're a kind person, whether they have empathy for other people. I know that sounds super fucking soy, but the way that I was raised, I mean, fuck, I was with my parents all day long, um, earlier today, and they tuned in. They tuned in for about 10 to 15 minutes for the Tom Tent, right as I mentioned them when I was talking to Tom, because we were talking about, you know, how it affects our reputation, our real life, our online reputation, etc. And I brought up something about, you know, my parents being subjected to seeing infrared screech that I'm a pedophile over and over and over and over, right? So that's kind of funny. But like when I think about the way that I was raised, my parents honestly are really amazing. And it was never a push towards, you know, doing a particular thing. It was never a push towards being a particular person or a particular archetype of a person outside of being a like kind person. You weren't, for example, looking into Kierkegaard, Nietzsche, Heidegger, Arendt, Jaspers, Young, Dostov. How do you say that guy's name? Can you type it out phonetically for me? Because I say it differently every time you type it in. Dostoevsky? Yeah, so it's the 27th? Wait, hold on. The article that I just read was the 25th. Oh, no, it was the 27th. It is the 25th, 7th. Which I should still have off because I have Thursdays off. Dostoyevsky. Okay, thank you. But like my parents wouldn't have been proud of me for being interested in those things, right? They would have been like, wow, that's kind of cool. He's into Dostoyevsky. All right, he's into Dostoyevsky. That's super cool. But they wouldn't have been like, I'm priding myself on the fact that my child is into Dostoyevsky. Okay, we'll say it like that then. But yeah, it's more about like someone's character, I guess. Like my parents raised 3 young men that aside from me, all right, have a pretty unimpeachable character. We, like, my brothers have had their struggles, but they're both like incredibly good people, right? I don't think that I'm like a terrible person, right? And I think that like, in addition to like raising your kids so that they're prepared in life and so that they can succeed, like setting them up for success, that should be like one of the like big goals of a parent. That's true. But like, I think that overall, as a parent, like if I'm ever a parent, the primary goal is to teach them how to be good people, to be a person that is kind, empathetic, cares about other people, isn't just like solely self-serving. Yeah, I mean, like, again, like I come from a family of feeling people, right? My family are big feelers. They love helping people. They love, like, my entire life we were helping people that like a more normal family probably wouldn't, right? Even like a lot of it was like through the church. Like people that my parents met through church, and we'd give them a place to stay for like a month or two. I can think of a couple of people like that. People in like hard situations outside of church. And that's just like the like, if I had a kid, I'd want to raise them in a similar way. Like, if you see someone in need and you have the ability and you have the means to help them, right? But why is your character important? What is the definition of good character? both of these rely on philosophical axioms, which I'm sorry, but I've looked into more than you have. Again, like you're interested in like these aesthetics of understanding you're intellectualizing this, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but again, like it how do you define character? Why is your character important? What is your definition of good character? My definition of good character, this is why like why I can hate a ton of conservatives, but then I can look at people like Rob Noor. I think Rob Noor has like impeccable character. I don't think that anybody hates Rob Noor for who he is as a person. I think people hate Rob Noor because of his political takes, right? I think that Rob Noor, as far as what I know about him behind the scenes or like what he doesn't do on stream. 1 second. I do not want to hear this right now. 1 second. Let's get something else that's not gonna get me copyright. What was I in the middle of saying? Yeah, so like people don't hate Rob because he has a terrible character. From like my impression and the things that I understand about Rob, he has an impeccable like moral character in terms of like how he conducts himself in his everyday life, etc., etc. I don't think that he's like a horrible fucking person. I don't even see Rob as like a particularly hateful person, right? It's a harder case for someone like Andrew, who doesn't care if people think that he has a outstanding moral character, you know? I'm telling you the things that I value, but like, you're not understanding because perhaps because you don't understand or operate on the same level as me. Can we like, okay, let's make this, let's bring it down to my level. I'm not operating on the same level as you. Let's bring it down to retard level. Do you disagree being a kind person, an empathetic person, are these like bad characteristics for someone's character? Those things are good. Okay, if we can agree on those things. Would you place a child being kind, empathetic, of good moral character, wanting to be a helpful person, a loving person, etc., etc.? I'm explaining you need to learn philosophy to explain why they're good. I don't want to go down into the fucking meta-ethical fucking baseline thing to explain why being a kind person is good. I don't think I should have to, because these are generally accepted and understood things that even if you don't agree with my meta-ethical baseline, we can still agree that the end conclusion and even the processes in our stupid little ape minds to arrive at being nice is a good thing. Like, if we're going to argue about something philosophically, right? Why is it good to be kind? That's one question. But you're asking why is it important to have a good character? It's because other people will treat you better if you have a good character. Because people will look upon you more favorably. People will respect you more if you have a good character. If you're a slimy little fucking weasel who knows every single factoid in the entire fucking world, no one's going to fucking respect you. They might think that you're really smart, but everyone's going to think you're an asshole, and you're not going to get anywhere in fucking life. Okay, we're now getting into getting triggered territory. Announcements. Oh. Thanks, Gas. I totally forgot to do an announcement, didn't I? I know you're not asking me to agree with your philosophy particularly. I don't want to argue. I don't think that there's like much to argue about is the problem. And I also don't think that this is particularly interesting to most people. Anyways, okay, let's like do content, okay? Why does Sondsol need to... He's not saying that he needs to learn my... or his particular philosophy and his grounding. He wants to argue with me about philosophy. I understand what the basis is now. He wants to argue and he wants to test his ideas about philosophy with me. And I mean, like, fuck, maybe if there's like a day that we're like really bored on stream, maybe if I get to do like a late night stream soon, we can have a discussion about it. I just don't, I don't want to like get into like the nitty gritty, deep argumentative style of philosophy about like why I think being a good person is a good thing. Also, Panda evidently argued with Sunday and it wasn't that contentious or that like rude or anything. Which I don't know how Panda is able to like get so fucking crazy with me and like drop. I don't know if he was just trying to be not antagonistic, but what's the word when you're trying to provoke someone? Like basically he was being like he'll like go edgy to like I don't know like what he was doing with me versus with Sunday, but like he would like suddenly drop some real hot take about race in the middle of in the middle of our conversation. Provocateur-esque behavior. Yeah. Oh, Gas. I'm trying something new with the chat. If you want to link something to me, you're gonna have to link it in the Discord. Okay? Because I have chat open on a fourth screen over there. Just because my screens were getting so unbelievably I have 3 screens and they were all completely packed with like 4 windows per screen except for the main stream screen. So I'm trying to like cut down on the amount of processes that my computer has to deal with. Content suggestions. Just tell me, just always tag me for right now until I can find like the best way to do this. Speaking of content suggestions, man, all of the things I want to go over are super fucking long. Yeah, and I do know some, but it's not like what you think is important in philosophy isn't like the actual important part of philosophy. Knowing some philosophy is good, and I think that like if I was a state governor or if I was king of the world or whatever, I would probably make 2 classes in high school or 3 classes mandatory in high school. I would do 1 like intro to philosophy class, and that's mandatory for everyone going into like the 11th grade. I would do psychology, like intro to psych class in high school, and a like critical thinking logic class going into high school or going into like your 11th grade year. Maybe 9th grade. Like, I think that those things are so important, you know? Are you familiar with the orc discourse? No. Oh, wait. Like, orc, like, Russians? Let's see here. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the one I wanted. I don't really care if people call them orcs, if I'm completely honest. I just don't care. You probably do know more about me, about existentialism, phenomenology, and theology. Yeah, you probably do. But that doesn't matter. Vosh does? Link it in content suggestions. I'm curious. You've piqued my interest. Congratulations, you did it. After initially refusing to show their latest polling, Fox is admitting President Biden is winning. Fox admits the main reason is that President Biden has successfully reduced the price of gas and groceries. No shot.
For the first time since October, Fox polling shows President Biden leading former President Trump by 2 points in a hypothetical matchup.
Biden's lead comes as positive views on the economy have now hit their highest level so far of his presidency.
For the first time,
I want to see the whole segment. Wait, we're not going to watch this. This is 40 minutes long. Hold on. I want to see the whole Fox segment. Did they put it on their, let's see, CNN, MSNBC. I don't even watch MSNBC. Why is that the majority of my fucking suggestions? I couldn't stand MSNBC anymore. Why is there no Fox? I will admit, I do watch a lot of CNN, but I can't listen to the people on MSNBC anymore. They're just like not intelligent. It's so like blatantly partisan. Like in the same way that Fox News is blatantly partisan, MSNBC is. CNN has like at least an air of not just an air, like they're at least make an effort. They make an effort to have like both sides of the issue heard. Would you make out with Wolf Blitzer? He's not my type. No, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Very true, Front Yard Shield. Economist is very pro-Biden, and their model gives him 33% chance to win. 33% chance? That's lower than anyone else I've seen whatsoever. The Economist, what should I Google for that? Because if you link something in Kick Chat, I can't open it right now. I have chat open on a different computer. Economist Biden chances? I can't tweet. I'm banned. Why are you even giving me the option?
For the first time since October, Fox polling shows President Biden leading former President Trump by 2 points in a
Election forecast? Election forecast. That's so weird. This is the only thing. I mean, maybe something's shifted since, like, let's look up like 538 general election. It's not a poll. Oh, sorry, I'm misspeaking. I understand that it's a model. But like I've never seen anyone give Biden a 1 in 3 chance compared, like, because my understanding is, and why is this so like narrow in time frame? Like, we'll look at, because I don't think RCP polls 2024 president, because I don't think RCP has a model. They just have the wait, can I go to the polling averages? Oh, of course. I just have to scroll down. So, like, let's see. October of 2023. So, basically, since October or let's say September of 2023, Trump has had, like, pretty good leads over Biden. And then March comes around. The, what do you call it? The, State of the Union address comes up, and suddenly it starts narrowing pretty like massively to where now Trump is 0.5% on average on the RCP list. On 538, he is down 0.1. I wish that this went way further back, like the other one. Nope. I think as long as inflation stays low and there's no recession, Biden has a good chance. Yeah, exactly. But don't they have like their I thought that they released their first yeah, see, like even like 538, who I would trust more than any individual any other model, because I don't know as much about those models, and because I think 538 gets it right like way more often than not. Like they're saying 50-50. And I am oh, sorry. And I'm feeling pretty confident, like the way that the trending is going, that Biden is going to pull ahead, you know? Like that's my feeling, especially like the closer that we get to November. I really do think that Biden is going to win. That's my feeling. Like I think that Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, those are all, I think, very slightly in favor of Trump right now, right? Trump +2, Trump +1, Trump +1, Biden +1, +2, +2. Like most of these are showing Trump up in the polls, but I think it's less likely that he does. I think it's less likely that Trump wins. Let's look at Wisconsin. Biden is slightly in favor, or let's pull up like a interactive presidential map 2024. Okay. So right now, let's say I think that this is probably, let me look around here. Yeah, this is probably accurate to what I would say. New Mexico is probably going to go to Biden. Arizona and Nevada are toss-ups. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania are toss-ups. So is Georgia. I don't know. I would actually put Georgia slightly red, which would put Trump at 251. I don't know about Arizona, except for the fact that they're kind of fucking themselves. I really do think that one's a clear toss-up. But let's say that Biden wins Michigan. Let's say that Biden wins Pennsylvania, because I think he's favored to win in Pennsylvania, right? Let me see here. Oh, go back. Yeah, this is the biggest that we've seen, I think. 54 times. I mean, it's still very close, but I think that Biden's going to win Pennsylvania. I think they're kind of done with him there. So let's put Pennsylvania there. All Biden needs now is 10 more. And he could win either Wisconsin or Arizona and win. But if he won, yeah, put it back at toss up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on here that I would change just in case. I would put Georgia probably. I think that they're probably going to take Georgia. New Mexico, I think, is pretty likely to go blue. I'm going to put very soft Arizona at 11. I personally think that Wisconsin is going to be... I think that it's going to be almost a repeat of... Almost a repeat of 2020, but I think that Georgia will probably go back to Trump. That's my general take on things. You know? I wish I could just like make this a 10 short right here. People love it when you react to graphs. Oh, 10K short. Okay, gotcha. Funniest thing from Econoboy, he suggests that it's possible Biden could win the Electoral College but lose the popular. I think that that's also possible, and it would be an incredible fucking irony for all the people that argue for a popular vote only. I mean, I've argued that before as well, but I don't think that that's actually real. Or I don't think that's a good idea. Something probably needs to change, but like, I don't know what does. Biden has 0 chance of winning. That's very true. Just look at all the people that like do this for a living. See right there? Biden wins 0 times out of 100. Little bit's got it right. Arrow won't. Yeah, I don't know. Like the thing with Arizona is that it is like a very, very like toss-up state. Oh, they think that Trump wins 55 times out of 100. Biden wins 45 times out of 100. That's really interesting. Well, let's just go based off what they say. 262 to 276. Because and Nevada could... Oh, wait. Nevada could go too. But even if Arizona and Nevada go red, I don't see Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin going Trump. I really don't. I mean, I guess we could look at the. I'm curious. Sorry, this is boring content for you guys, but it's ultimately interesting for me. Okay, so Arizona, they're favoring Trump. Nevada, let's see, they think Trump is going to win bigly here. They think Trump is going to win bigly here. That's weird. And that's not weird, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But let's say he wins Nevada and Arizona. I don't think that he's going to win Wisconsin. I don't think he's going to win Michigan. I don't think he's going to win Pennsylvania. Now, they think that, yeah, that's about where I would say. 69 times out of 100 based. Let's see here. Anything else that I would disagree with? No, not really. But like based off of this, like if Biden wins Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, it's over. It doesn't matter if Trump wins Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada, right? Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Arizona are all definitely going Trump. You can make the argument that Georgia and Arizona, yeah, sure, but Pennsylvania, no. Like, of the Rust Belt states, I'm most confident Pennsylvania is with Biden than even Michigan, and that's not what their model says. I put way more stock in Pennsylvania than I do Michigan. I don't know why the fuck anyone would automatically assume Pennsylvania is going for Trump when there has like been win after win after win for Democrats in every special election since 2020 for the Democrats. They won with someone who had a stroke for Senate. As I said previously, Adventurous said Trump is definitely winning unless the Biden team rigs it. Well, that's like the, oh, you know what? I did hear something earlier today that you guys might find really interesting. So that same lady who did the undercover interview with the Supreme Court Justice, with Alito, she got a personal little interview with Roger Stone. And he like told her that like, yeah, we're already preparing all of the arguments for voter fraud this time too. And this time we have better connections. This time we're actually planning it. If Biden wins, Adventures told me a civil war is happening and we will reform the government. We'll tell him that to get his spade ready and start digging trenches out in Appalachia. Okay. We're not going to a civil war. That's just not going to happen. We are a constitutional republic. I want Adventurous to tell me how he could possibly know that, well, the only way that the election could be legitimate is if my guy wins. And if the other guy wins, then that means that they rigged it. That's what he told me. I know. I'm not like attacking you. I'm attacking him on this because that's a like heads I win, tails you lose like type mentality. It's really fucking crazy. Like how could you possibly think that way? And he's about to lose. Fetterman is going down. Is he? Well, wait. Fetterman shouldn't even be up for election. Wait, is Fetterman up for election? No, he's not. Because they have 6-year terms. He got elected in 2020, I thought. Maybe he got elected in 2022, but either way, it hasn't been 6 years. To be fair, Trump did call no takebacks. He's true. He did do that. And so we're kind of like between a rock and a hard place in terms of telling everyone that this was fair and legitimate. What if Alt-Hiss has been talking about civil war and Tim Pool used to? Well, yeah, Tim Pool, no, he hasn't. He didn't used to. He still does. Here's the thing. Nobody wants to go and risk their lives and like risk their the comfort of their lives because people's lives aren't actually bad enough. Hey, Cat, if you start stepping on shit, I'm throwing you. I'm going to pitch you across the room. Cat, if I grab you, you're going to freak out. And he's stepping on the equipment. Cool. Did I just get super loud? Let me know if my audio just got fucked up, okay? Because my cat just stepped on my audio mixer. I don't watch as much. Listen, Tim Pool is actually one of the like least intelligent fucking people to give their opinion on politics. There's literally nothing to learn from that guy. Like, even if I wanted to, you know, try and get an understanding of conservative. Hey, Cat, you need to go. Go. Nope. Go. 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 Wait, how the fuck is Fetterman facing Fetterman. How is he facing re-election already? Uh-oh, Fetterman got into a wreck. I don't see anything about him in a re-election campaign. I don't think that he is. I think you guys are wrong. Yeah, Little Bits has it right. No one cares enough to do a civil war because no one cares enough to even vote. If Trump did something like crazy like that, I don't think that that would be the way that they tried to like seize power. No, I don't think that it would be like a literal putsch again. I feel like that would be a really bad idea. Let me see if I can find. Now, this might have been an MSNBC video, or it might have been CNN. Let me just scroll down here. This one's MSNBC.
I'll tell you the same.
Let me go here. Oh, it's already capturing it. Cool.
Natural hair. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Well,
lawyers, judges, technology.
Governors,
Some, but there aren't many letting go.
we got to use every lever we can.
We are doing that.
So, I'll tell you the same thing I told her. We're working on it. We're working on it. Lawyers, judges, technology, governors. Some, but there aren't many with any guts. We got to use every lever we can. We are doing that. This is about what they're going to do if they lose the election. I wonder, what is this lady's name? Lauren Windsor. Let me see. Windsor, Roger Stone. I wonder if we can just get the full audio. No. It's just a bunch of different news channels doing it. Okay, we'll just do it like this then.
Hi again, everyone. It's 5 o'clock in the East. Lawyers, judges, technology. Those are three words that encapsulate just how Donald Trump and his team plan to steal the next presidential election, in their own words. The man you heard on tape in his own words is Trump ally and pardoned criminal Roger Stone. He was speaking at a Catholic.
I watched one What If Alt Hist video, and we did it on stream, and it broke my fucking brain. I could not believe the it was like the Charlie in Always Sunny thing, right? Where he has all the yarn in the basement. Pepe Sylvia, it was like that. I wonder if I go into my history, actually. Let's go to my history and type in What If Alt Hist. And see if we pull anything up. There is no videos. Oh, that's because I spelled it wrong. Because I've watched. Let me see. Am I spelling it right? Yeah, What If Alt Hist. Okay. I wonder if I can like sort by like videos I've watched. No, I can't. Let's just scroll down because they're the anthropology of real life NPCs. I remember watching a little bit of that one. That one was funny. It was like last year that we watched it. It feels like it was a video like this. How our world and age will collapse very soon. But maybe I cleared my history at some point and I don't know why I would have done that. No, it wasn't that long ago. No. It was something along the lines of it could have been the 4 trends of the 21st century, stuff like it was something along those lines. And he just did this weird thing. Maybe when we get, let me scroll back up to the NPC thing and see if that's the one that I'm thinking of.
Case is an incredibly hard life, but there are reasons that it lasted for thousands of years and our society is falling apart.
Hold on. Let's see. I just remember not getting too far through this because it was like so deranged. No, this ain't it. No, I'm definitely not seeing anything that says that I've watched. Maybe he like privated it or something. Maybe it was like a bad video for him. He's great and really educated about history. He's very educated about history, but that doesn't mean that you have like good. Just because you know what happened in the past doesn't mean that you have a good idea of what's going to happen in the future, right? It's very predicting or, you know, looking at what's happening currently and trying to predict or trying to like game theory out what we ought to do versus like looking backwards and collecting a bunch of documents that are, you know, in archives and stuff like that. These are two different, like massively different skills, you know? Listen, I don't think the adventurous guy is a bad person, but no, it was definitely What If Alt Hist. I remember him. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, I don't want to like shit talk adventurous too bad because I think he's a nice guy, right? Seems like a friendly enough fellow, but adventurous isn't like an intellectual powerhouse. All right, if you hi Nedgers, how's it going? Sorry, new name in chat. Did you see Roseanne on Piers Morgan? No, I did not. I don't think that the adventurous guy is like an intellectual powerhouse. Not as like a major dig at him because like we all have different things that we're interested in and that we're well read on and all of that stuff. He might be really smart in like another topic, but when it comes to politics, the dude, like if you watch our conversation back, I think I got him to concede on almost every single point. But I didn't like press him to like explicitly say that because it was a friendly first conversation. But he would bring something up and then I would have an answer for everything, which is not the average for right now because I'm not like super in practice for debating. So I wouldn't take anything like outside of entertainment value and liking him as a person. Like, I don't think that there's much to gain there for political knowledge. Confidence does not equal correctness. You've got to get that through your thick fucking skull, kid.
Event in March at
like fucking your hero Dave Smith got absolutely demolished. He had no idea why he was a libertarian by the time Big Papa Fascist was done with him, or Andrew. Andrew gutted him like a fish live in front of, 1,000+ people. Dave Smith is not principally libertarian. Yeah, he didn't know what command or divine command theory was. He didn't know, he didn't even know what the fucking non-aggression principle was. So just because someone is very, very confident doesn't mean that they're correct or know what they... And support Israel more than him? Well, sure, but like you've brought him up as a libertarian, thought leader, but like he obviously doesn't even understand his own things. He's really good at, putting out talking points, but he's not actually good at looking at the information himself, digesting that, and being able to spit it out when like asked a new hypothetical. He doesn't have the ability to like actually there's a particular word I used to use. It's not like you're not just like receiving information and spitting it out, because that's not like true understanding. You have to like synthesize it in your head, But he's just not able to. Sondsol has been listening to some micro mecha music. I listen to all sorts of weird, not huge music on YouTube. I don't know if they're actually huge or not, but I've had them pop up in my autoplay a couple of times. Haircuts for men? Yes, I have. Okay, what were we doing? We're watching Roger Stone. Okay, start this whole... Hey, Tron. We're starting this over, and then we're going to look at Vosh telling people not to be mean to Russians who are invading Ukraine, I guess. Okay, let's start this over.
I'll tell you the same answer here. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Well,
lawyers, judges, technology.
Governors?
Some, but there aren't many with any guns.
We got to use every lever we can.
We are doing that.
Hi again, everyone. It's 5 o'clock in the East. Lawyers, judges, technology. Those are 3 words that encapsulate just how Donald Trump and his team plan to steal the next presidential election, in their own words. The man you heard on tape in his own words is Trump ally and pardoned criminal Roger Stone. He was speaking at a Catholic event in March at
I do just want to say, I think that it is really funny. I think it's really, really, really funny when they add the little like side digs, like friend of Donald Trump and former convicted criminal until he was pardoned by his friend Donald Trump, Roger Stone. Like they just like throw in the little side digs there. I love that shit.
Mar-a-Lago, where Roger Stone was the keynote speaker. He made those comments thinking he was talking to a fan when he was actually speaking to progressive activist Lauren Windsor. She's the same woman who obtained recordings of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito that we played on this program last week. The recordings of Stone are just as alarming, if not more so, because he speaks about direct actions in the works, plans that have been drawn up on the part of Trump and his allies. The plan they have to contest the next election results based on the false claim of voter fraud. Listen to his conversation with Lauren Windsor's colleague, who was posing as a fan of Stone's earlier that same night.
What stops them from just like voter fraud?
They did some.
So she says, what stops them from just like voter fraud, like ballot harvesting? In some states, it'll be easier to stop. In other places, it won't. But at least this time when they do it, you have a lawyer and a judge, his home phone number standing by so you can stop it. We made no preparations last time. None. Jesus.
In some states, it'll be easier to stop. In other places, it won't. But at least this time, when they do it, you have a lawyer and a judge whose home phone number standing by so you can stop it. We made no preparations last time. None.
Well, I was at the Capitol, so I'm prepared to go back.
Well, that may not be this. There are technical and legal steps that we have to take to try to have a more honest election. We're not there yet, but there are things that can be done.
So he says, well, that may not be necessary. There are technical legal steps that we have to take to try and have a more honest election. We're not there yet, but there are things that can be done. She says, like what? And he said, it's a long conversation. I'm working with a team. So he's moving away from the January 6th talking point, which is a good thing. He probably should not comment on that shit whatsoever for his own good. But he's openly stating that they're already have in the works plans to keep people from, or to like challenge the election if Trump loses, or if it looks like he's going to lose while they're counting all the votes. Like, why is that the move? Why not just, like, instead of spending money on lawyers preparing to lose, why don't you just, like, try to win to make sure it is fair, which is fine. Man, it would be really nice. It'd be really nice if they could point out where it wasn't actually fair last election. That would be really cool if they could, like, point to anything that was, like, real that made it unfair, but, like, they haven't. So
it's a long conversation. I'm working with changes in state law, real-time voter list monitoring, going to court as we just did to challenge some of the voter lists. The election's not tomorrow. We went into court to sue in Michigan over the handling of ballots, which we sued in half a dozen places. And then we found it now on offensive footing.
What Windsor and her colleague uncover here is a plan that's already in place.
Ask him for any amount of evidence. Just like ask him for like evidence that it was stolen. Ask him for, I don't know for sure, but either way, Biden is a failure, except for he's not.
By Trump's key lieutenant to use judges and their home phone numbers and the legal system to get the election result they want. It's a politicization of the rule of law and undermining of American democracy. And it happens while the highest court in the land is still deciding whether a president has full immunity for his actions, a decision that could come as soon as tomorrow. Roger Stone's response to Rolling Stone, which first published the recordings, was this, quote, "All of the election integrity provisions I suggested are perfectly legal and should be part of any ballot security effort," end quote. There was another part of his conversation that's also raising alarms. He spoke about the many criminal trials the ex-president currently faces, talked about how the tactics to delay those until after the November election, the majority of which have been successful so far, are so vital politically. Watch.
The president's trial in Georgia's falling apart. I think the judge is on the verge of dismissing the charges against him in Florida.
If they dismiss the charges against him in Florida, oh man, I don't know. I don't feel very strongly about the cases with in New York. I don't think that those were like particularly strong or like extremely viable cases that would have changed very many people's minds whatsoever. But bro, the idea that we're going to dismiss charges on something that he absolutely 100% did do in full view of literally everyone is beyond me. I cannot fathom how anyone would be okay with a president blatantly breaking the law and telling other people from other countries, not politicians that we are friendly with even, which that would be a problem in and of itself, but like random fucking billionaires about the nuclear capabilities of our nuclear submarines, which are the #1 like force projection thing that we have as a nuclear deterrent against other nations that are very, very aggressive towards us. Why the fuck would we ever be okay with that? Why would we ever be okay with that? I understand that there is a very, very I don't want to say pro-Trump necessarily, although I think that. But like at the very least, very favorable towards Trump judge in the Florida case, who has allowed Trump to essentially knock this case from being heard this month in June to like it indefinitely suspended. If she just like flat out dismisses the charges, I think she should be disbarred. There's not even the appearance of trying to keep an air of like plausible deniability when it comes to being biased in favor of one person over like the law. That's just fucking disgusting to me. Anyways, he says the president's trial in Georgia is falling apart. That's not true. I think the judge is on the verge of dismissing the charges against him in Florida. They've delayed in New York City, and now they're delayed in Washington. So it's not clear that they can have a trial before the election, which is the absolute key.
They're delayed in New York City, and they're now delayed in Washington. So it's not clear that they can have a trial before the election, which is the absolute key to being able to convince people that the reason we lost.
1 second. I also want to like point out, I used to believe it was definitely not stolen, but he steamrolled me, so now I'm agnostic. You know what? I wanna debate him on it. Because again, with zero prep going into a debate with him last time, I was able to like push back and like totally annihilate every single like point of fact that he brought up. There are some things that I'm not going to be able to convince him of, like the religion stuff, or the, morality. I can't convince someone out of their morality, but like, and I don't think I convinced him out of anything that he said on a factual basis, but like every single thing that he had with zero prep, I was able to fucking steamroll him in a very friendly way. I wasn't mad. He wasn't mad. But he had no evidence for anything. And I think that the only thing that you would have to do to ask for evidence or to destroy him on the argument of there was election fraud in 2020 that like changed the way things happened. All you would have to do is like, okay, well, tell me exactly what happened. We can look it up and see what was said about it. I feel like that's literally all you would have to do. Right? Please tell me that I'm not literally getting one fruit per like 5 blocks, right? Can't be real. Why are you guys mad? You want to be able to retire at an earlier age? I can make that happen.
Because the trial. Right now, if they steal it, people say, well, that's not possible. Trump is leading in all the polls. They want to try him, suck up his money, suck up his time, and create a reason why their death is plausible, believable. You see?
See, it's like all roads lead to Rome. Can we do the Vosh shit after the Nietzsche stuff? I'm probably gonna do the Vosh stuff and then the Nietzsche stuff. Again, like any philosophy video is going to be tertiary. Oh, 1 second, I gotta mute. Answer a phone call. Sorry about that. Girlfriend got hurt at work. Wanted to make sure she was okay. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we listened to this. Sorry about that, Tron. Also, Tron, cut that out. Don't put into the... If you put this as a video, don't put me talking about my girlfriend either. Go back.
We lost was because the trial. Right now, if they steal it, people say, well, that's not possible. Trump is leading in all the polls. They want to try him.
Well, hold on. Biden is already losing Vietnam to China? What are you talking about? Did something happen in the last like 2 or 3 weeks? Because I'm pretty sure that there was just a like friendship, whatever. Is on the verge of a currency war with China? No, I'm sorry. That's fucking ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that China is going to get Vietnam when China is like doing aggressive military actions against Vietnam in the South China Sea. I don't think that... I do agree the U.S. technology sectors are dependent on Taiwan. I didn't know the Netherlands, but I'll take your word for it. And we're also not on the verge of a currency war with China. All this weird worry, or it's either worry warts in the US, or it's like some sort of like campaign to make everybody feel like it's about to happen, but it's not going to happen. Like nobody is going to prefer the Chinese fucking yuan or whatever the fuck they call it over there to the US dollar in the next decade at the very, 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 very least. But I don't see it happening in my lifetime. Because of Biden failed attack using our... DM me or link me something on the Discord. Right now I can't click on any links in chat because it's on a separate computer. Testing something out for convenience. If China invades Vietnam and we supply them weapons, well, Vietnam right now is more friendly with the U.S. than they are with China because China keeps on doing weird military exercises in the South China Sea, specifically like attacking Vietnamese and Filipino ships. So that's like not a great thing for them if they want Vietnam to be on their side, you know? I hear some people talking about potential immortality due to CRISPR. Isn't CRISPR like the particle accelerator? No, I'm super wrong. I mean, we don't understand enough yet. Listen, I want immortality in my life. All right. I want someone to invent immortality before I die because I don't want to die. All right. I like the idea of living forever. I know some people don't like the idea of living forever. I love the idea of living forever. I can think of no benefits and only downsides to dying. Yeah, I don't know. What is the thing that is the big particle accelerator that everybody thinks is the Illuminati? What is that called? Cut parts out of it. Yeah. Like I just like based off of what I saw on the screen there and what you guys said in chat, I understand what it is now, at least at a very, very baseline level. I don't think that we're like, here's one thing that I kind of thought about recently. I say recently, in the past like couple of years. The older I get, for Air Chill, the less I would take promises of future what do you call it? Future technological advancement seriously. And that's not because I'm a doomer or anything, just because like we get the very beginnings of some kind of technology and then we start freaking out and like super excited because we have this new technology that we might be able to do something with in the future. I remember when I was in elementary school, it must have been 2002 or 2003 because I was in Houston, maybe 2004. And there was a book about like future tech you will see within your lifetime. And one of them was flying cars by 2025. That's not happening. All right. And they talked about all of the like advancements and like magnetism and shit that they could realistically do it, of course, in a kid-friendly way that could be like dumbed down for a third or fourth grader. But yeah, you just gotta take any talk of technological advancements with extreme skepticism. Not because like, you know, fuck them for having a dream, fuck them for wanting it to happen or like trying to move forward towards that. Just because like, don't get too excited for something that's not going to happen, right? Like I would be excited if someone presented me with the possibility of immortality. I'm jumping on that shit immediately. I like the idea. When did you find out I was Panda? I knew almost instantly. But anyway, let's finish the video, please.
Suck up his money, suck up his time, and create a reason why their theft is plausible, believable.
Wait, what did he say?
Believable. And suck up his money, suck up his time, and create a reason why their theft is plausible, believable. You see?
Okay, I thought he said their death, their theft.
You see? It's where we start today. With executive producer and creator of The Undercurrent, the aforementioned Lauren Windsor is here with us. Thank you so much for being here. I want to get into how you do what you do, how you personally deal with, I saw some of the threats Roger Stone made against you to sue you today, but I want to start with what you've revealed. And I want to thank you for what you're revealing about institutions and organizations and people that are at best opaque to the public and the American people. Tell me about this conversation that you and your colleague had with Roger Stone.
Thanks for having me, Nicole. So this wasn't the first conversation that I had with Roger Stone. I spoke with him last summer at an event for Florida teenage Republicans. The goal of talking to him was really to understand what was afoot with the 2024 election. And so the initial question I'd asked him was, you know, how are you going to keep Democrats from stealing the election again? What he told me last summer was, we have a plan, it's legal, it's technical, the RNC should have done it last time. So because in that particular circumstance, I couldn't really have an extended conversation with him, I wanted to see if I could get more information on that. So Allie and I went to Mar-a-Lago in March to this Catholics for Catholics event and tried to get more information on this plan from him. So that's really the genesis of this tape.
Is it hard to get into an event like that at Mar-a-Lago?
Well, we bought tickets and we walked in. They checked our names when we came in the door. So you have to pay the fee. I forget exactly how much money that particular event costs. I believe it was $500.
That's it.
Tell me about this.
You know, I can respect. I love it when people don't like go off on like strange little stump speeches literally every opportunity they get. Sometimes it's just refreshing when someone just gives you the answer immediately. Yeah, I think it costs us like $500 to get in, something like that. Yeah, seems right. About $500. Not that big a deal. It's so funny to me. Okay, I guess we're going to damn, I just don't have any aura in this. Like the average ore is going to be so worthless to try and get. Oh, well. Anyways, sorry, let's keep going.
What you heard when he talked about having judges' home phone numbers.
Well, so that was in a conversation with Allie, but when I heard the audio from that conversation, it was definitely alarming because to me, Roger Stone, pretty much embraces his reputation as a dirty trickster, the Dapper Don of dirty deeds, right? Mm-hmm. So when he says that he's innocent in this, it's innocent preparation for 2024, should we take him at his word? He's the Dapper Don of dirty deeds. He's a convicted felon. He's discussed assassinating members of Congress, which he's currently under investigation for, or I should say has been under investigation for. I don't know the status of that investigation. So it was alarming to me to hear that he might have phone numbers of judges, and it really led me to wonder, who is he reaching out to? Is he reaching out to judges about ballot integrity, voter fraud? Is he reaching out to judges who are connected to any of the cases against Donald Trump? I don't know, and I just think that they are questions worth asking.
Yeah, I mean, the last piece of tape we played is Roger Stone's view on the success of the delay strategy. How did you hear that?
Well, it was clear to me because the first thing that he went to when he said, we're beating them right now, Allie says, how so? He's not saying we're beating them, we're beating Democrats in the polls, we're beating them in voter registrations, we're beating them in any number of voter outreach metrics. He goes directly to the status of all the cases. So that to me said that the courts really are a focal point to their strategy to win. In neither conversation with me nor Allie did he say anything about positive voter outreach and organizing.
What sort of, I mean, you obviously are filling in a huge space. This is a blind spot. Those of us covering the race have no idea what Roger Stone says to people he thinks are sort of allies or in in the trenches with him. Tell me how you decide, who to try to pursue this unvarnished truth from.
Well, so for me, really, first and foremost, for any operation, it's undercover, because I do employ other methodologies. I have done online research, produced the website Project Veritas Exposed, for example. I have bird dogged members of Congress on the Hill, at events around the country. And when I say bird dogging, I mean just showing up with a microphone and a camera. And so it's really, a pretty transparent process. I am a member of the press. I'm asking you a question directly to your face. But for undercover operations, I really feel like there has to be a reason why I'm going undercover that I couldn't normally go undercover. What is it? And to me, if you're planning to overturn an election, that
it's a pretty legitimate reason, in my opinion. Most people aren't going to
openly talk about that. And so if you look at my career since 2012, when I launched the Undercurrent with the Young Turks Network, you can see that I've had some undercover work in there, but it really didn't become a substantive part of my work until after 2020.
If I become immortal, I no longer have humanity. Why? Is humanity defined by its mortality? Maybe in part, but I feel like there's much more to being a human than just being born and then the next, biological step, dying. And if it means that I'm eschewing my humanity to no longer be, mortal, then fuck it. Call me an orc. I'll take immortality. I like the idea of it.
2020 with the Georgia runoffs. I went to Georgia for these two historic runoffs, and all of the events that I went to, I could see that these surrogates that were in the state to stump for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue were openly talking about still fighting for President Trump, urging voters in Georgia to still fight for President Trump. And this was the middle of December. So I've really been kind of on a, I don't want to say a crusade, but I guess it is a crusade, a quest to make sure that we don't have a replication of January 6th, because I really do see January 6th as an on-par event with 9/11. I witnessed 9/11 on the ground. I was living in New York City, and it was, you know, deeply, I guess, politically formative in, you know, moving me to be more politically engaged. And so when January 6th happened, I really just felt obligated as a patriot, out of love for this country, to make sure that we could maintain the tradition of secular democracy.
That's it. Yeah, so they're already like, we've seen them do the whole, you know, this is for, you know, election integrity reasons, but like they're just doing the exact same thing that they did in 2020, where they call into question everything that has to do with the election until everybody believes it, and then it becomes an intractable part of our like political zeitgeist, to the point where it's just like impossible to talk about politics without in some way getting into that. But that's dog shit. That's stupid. I don't want to live in a world. I don't want to live in a world where like every election there are legitimate like grievances with the process. Right? Like people always want to point to like, oh, well, Hillary Clinton said that Trump was an illegitimate president. Yeah, she shouldn't have said that. But also, did Hillary Clinton go through the painstaking process of trying to steal the election back away from Donald Trump after she legitimately lost? Like, yeah, freedom of speech, all that shit, that's all good and fine and fun and all of that shit. But like, also, it's unbelievably damaging when there are people who actually go through the process to try and win an election that they lost. And I don't know how to explain that to people in simpler terms. I just like simply do not have the ability to explain, partly because they don't want to be explained to. They don't want it to be, you know. Wait, hold on. I can actually get away with doing that, and then that. Deposits only 20%. Jesus. I don't know. It just seems so unbelievably damaging to us as a country. The only reason people think that the election was stolen is because their side lost. It's the same thing with the rad Dems, right? The radical Democrats who were like hardcore, like trying to cast doubt on Trump's election, even though, like, granted, they had better grounding for it. They didn't have to construct anything. There were allegations that were out there from third parties, not from the actual political party itself. You know? Actually, yeah, no, I am going to take those, even if it bumps me down to 19%. There we go. That'll be fine. Flip side, what if we cheated and won and we repeated 2000 Bush? How far would you go if we had the Supreme Court ruling in our favor? Wait, hold on, Nair. What did you're like going forward with the assumption that it's like, let's assume that what they're saying is true. Would you not do that? Well, even then, probably not, because I don't have the means or the wherewithal to go and like try and fight the fucking government. Okay. But also, even beyond that, it's the, not comparison. Okay. like, I would have to think about it. That's like a different question. Also, I'm pretty sure that Bush did win in Florida, right? Isn't that the case? That at the end of the day, Bush Jr. did just win Florida. I don't think that I would have agreed with people trying to storm the Capitol over that. No, but like, this guy is blatantly for years, months leading up to the 2020 election, and then like ever since then, trying to cast doubt that he could ever lose an election. He barely won, and people were rioting over it. No, they recounted it like 5 times, but like at a certain point they had to make a decision, and I think Bush had won more of the recounts or something than not, so I think that's how that came about. But don't quote me on that. They stormed the 4th count. Wait, weren't the guys that stormed the counting thing, weren't those guys Republicans? I do think that Gore was the rightful president. If it's so hard to tell who you're voting for. I haven't looked into that situation, and I was a literal child, like barely sentient at that point, so I can't speak with any confidence on it, you know? We would have missed out on all the Bush memes, and that would have been a crime? True. Oh yeah, his brother was the governor too. But like, there is due to his brother being there, I can at least understand the appearance of impropriety there. Like, genuinely, there was no appearance of impropriety except for the impropriety that Trump was trying to convince everyone was there. At least it was like more understandable back then. Even if I don't think that people should have rioted, even if I don't think that people should have like tried to overthrow the election or like done a January 6th then, maybe from a utilitarian standpoint, it would have been a good idea. But like, beyond that, I don't think that there's like a good case for, I just don't think that there's a good case for it. But these guys, they just like verifiably don't have any like grounding to believe that Trump had the election stolen. But we keep on trying to like, we keep on trying to baby conservatives constantly. We're trying to baby them so that maybe they'll see the light, but these people aren't going to fucking see the light. How soft do we have to treat all these fucking conservatives until they like, okay, you know what? Maybe you guys do have a point. Maybe it's true that like Trump just like lost the election and it was fair and square. Like how many like rounds of debunking, how many like conservatives have to come out and say, hey fellas, this one was real and we lost it. And that sucks, but we did. And now we got to get on with it. Now we got to get on with our fucking lives. When are we going to be able to do that? Because it hasn't worked yet. They haven't stopped fucking malding and crying and bitching and moaning about all the fucking fake ass shit that they've like convinced themselves of. So at what point, man? Legitimately. Do we just say like, actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm done with the fucking conspiracy people. I'm done with the fucking retardation. I can't handle it anymore. You guys are going to have to either like fall in line or get fucked. Like, because you don't have any evidence for what you're talking about. The best election deniers on the internet were like Rob Noor. And like he got trounced in debates several times because all he could say was that there was an appearance of impropriety, that he couldn't prove that there was an appearance of impropriety, except for the fact that Trump was going around telling everyone that there was impropriety. How many times do we have to hear without evidence that there was impropriety before we just write off all these fucking people's opinion? How many times do conservatives have to hear, hey guys, there's actually like zero fucking evidence like whatsoever. Like we can't like keep doing this because there's just like no evidence for it. We don't have proof that they stole the election anywhere whatsoever. No credible information is coming out of here. It could be incompetence or malice, but I lean towards incompetence. Oh, sure. I think, or are you talking about in 2000? Because, yeah, I think that every fucking Republican that is a voter right now is incompetent. And I think that all of the Republicans in office that are like going along with it because they're too fucking scared of fucking Trump to speak out on things that are obviously fucking wrong, I think that they're malicious and evil. One second, I gotta fix something on my screen right here. Florida conservatives are kind of children since they are in their adult diapers. That's true. All right, let's click on the Vosh link. When Panda asks how Sondsol knew.
To be honest with you. I hate this place. This.
Okay, I'm gonna get copyrighted for watching it. I can't watch it, but. All right, Vosh said something stupid.
Ukraine's kick.
How long is this? Okay, it's only 11 minutes long. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay.
Gas Third Assault Brigade have today captured dozens of... Guys, do not give me updates on the Russia-Ukraine war where they refer to Russians as orcs. Are you f***ing kidding me? I should find the person who linked this and ban them. Are you f***ing joking me? Are you kidding me?
Wait, I'm sorry.
Ukraine?
I was reading a DM. Yeah, I know about the butterfly ballots, Tron. I do know about the butterfly ballots. I just haven't done enough. When did I ask how you knew? Like literally 20 minutes ago, maybe? Vosh has dropped off hard. His numbers are down huge. I don't know about that. I think that his crew is just like totally fine with the lolicon and the pedophilia. I think they're totally cool with it, man. You asked how did I know that your current account is you and not, you know, Panda. Anyways, I think that Vosh's channel is doing just fine. I mean, if we go to his Social Blade, Vosh Social Blade. Hello? There we go. Oh, he's down some subscribers for the past 30 days. What did he say on Friday last week that lost him 1,000? Wait, when was this recorded? Oh. Of course it doesn't say. Well, this might have been that day. Because this was published on the 16th on this second channel. It's conceivable that it was published on, or like he said this on Friday, but whatever. According to Social Blade, Vosh won't hit 500K before 2030? No. Monthly gained video views for Vosh. Damn, he really... Oh, that's a pretty rough drop right there. Jesus Christ. Minus 18,000 subscribers because of that drama. Dropped 2.5 million video views per month because of it. Future projections. No, hold on. He'll hit 500,000 in March of 2029. Aren't goblins a JQ thing? Not in this context. Yeah, I don't think it hurt him that bad, like, all things considered, because he's still going to be a rich socialist sitting in his house telling everyone that everything the Democrats do is fucking bad, unless they're moving towards socialism, until the day he dies, or until he's killed or kills himself. I don't think that he's going to stop doing this. Alrighty. Let's watch.
Ukraine's kick-ass 3rd Assault Brigade have today captured dozens of... Guys, do not give me updates on the Russia-Ukraine war where they refer to Russians as orcs. Are you f***ing kidding me? I should find the person who linked this and ban them. Are you f***ing joking me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
What does that mean? Use your head. Why not? Use your head. Is orc in this context a slur? Yeah, but my issue with it isn't that it's like racially insensitive, like as the word in its use or whatever. Like, think about it. Would you really trust any information coming from somebody who refers to the Russians as orcs? Like, use your head, man. Also, it's like they treat it like it's a race war. I'm really sorry, man. You know, Ukrainians and Russians, you two look the same to me, motherfucker.
Hold on. I mean, in general, I heard some drama about J.K. Rowling about it. That was like goblins who had stereotypical, like Jewish features. Oh, my girlfriend's gonna order food. Tron, cut this out. Put that on 1x speed. Let me just look at this menu for... Wanna bow. All right. Guess we're ordering some takeout. Or some Uber Eats. Shrimp Xiao Long Bao. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? I'm just going to go with the... I'll just take a picture of it. I don't feel like typing. That'll work. All right, Tron, continue.
You're not gonna race war your way out of this one. You've got Russian Nazis who all think the Ukrainians are Jewish, and you've got Ukrainian Nazis who all think the Russians are Jewish. I'm sorry, man. You're both sweaty, balding Slavic people to me, okay? Now go in the trenches. Get out there and settle your differences, which are very small.
What?
Sometimes it's good to do these bits once in a while because
Wait, I'm
every
sorry.
once
Go
in a while,
back. Is he saying that the Ukrainians and the Russians don't have any differences?
like as the word in its use or whatever. Like, think about it. Would you really trust any information coming from somebody who refers to the Russians as orcs? Like, use your head, man. Also, it's like they treat it like it's a...
I don't know if that would change my assessment whatsoever if I'm completely and totally 100% honest. I honestly have no idea if that would change my opinion whatsoever. Maybe it might put some, you know what? I'll say this. I would probably put some amount of stock into it. Just because it'll like put a flag off in my head saying, hey, this is a little bit of a red flag for bias. But would I automatically discount anything that they say? Absolutely not. Just like no shot. I would think they're hyper partisan. Yeah. But like, I don't think that I would immediately discount the information.
Race war. I'm really sorry, man. You know, Ukrainians and Russians, you two look the same to me, motherfucker. You're not gonna race war your way out of this one. You've got Russian Nazis who all think the Ukrainians are Jewish, and you've got Ukrainian Nazis who all think the Russians are Jewish. I'm sorry, man. You're both sweaty, balding Slavic people to me, okay? Now go in the trenches. Get out there and settle your differences, which are very small.
What do you mean the differences are very small? Like, Russia is an antagonistic force on the world stage that like is intentionally trying to upend the world order because they feel like it, because they want to. Meanwhile, the opposite end of that, the Ukrainians were just fucking vibing and didn't want to be under the control of the Russians. How can you possibly say that the differences are small? They were like legit. The Ukrainians were just kind of fucking chilling there, vibing, not doing anything aggressive to the Russians. And the Russians decided, you know what, maybe we'll do a little bit of, you know, maybe we'll do just a wee bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Invasion, genocidal conquest as a treat. Both sides are calling each other Nazis as a proxy for fascists, forgetting that Jewish memes exist. Or forgetting the Jewish memes exist. Wait, I don't know what that means. Oh, 1 second. Gotta answer the... Hello? I chose something from the wrong menu. Menu. Okay, what do we want? It doesn't have the price for anything. Why? There we go.
Sometimes it's good to do these bits once in a while, because every once in a while some Ukrainian nationalist will go on some tirade about how actually ethnically the Ukrainian people are descendant from like the heavens or whatever, and Russians are all pig people, and it's just a nice reminder that Nazi is...
Well, I'm sorry. Is being mad at someone invading you like that big of a fucking deal that you're like willing to compare them to the people invading them for saying mean things about them?
Actually, ethnically, the Ukrainian people are... to do these bits once in a while, because every once in a while some Ukrainian nationalist will go on some tirade about how actually ethnically the Ukrainian people are descendant from like the heavens or whatever, and Russians are all pig people, and it's just a nice reminder that Nazism is a problem everywhere, you know? Yeah, I see you fucking Banderites.
That's so fucking stupid. I'm so sorry. It is so numbskull, fucking knuckle dragging, empty brained analysis of why someone, oh, well, I guess these guys are being mean to people who are Russian because they're Nazis, and Nazis called people pig people as well. So therefore Nazis, like, my God, Ukrainians have a legitimate reason to be upset at Russian soldiers entering their fucking country. Hello. Sorry. Yeah, let's keep listening.
Happy birthday, Rikande, then. Guys, don't defend the orc thing. Come on. Come on. It's definitely not a race thing, though. It's a behavior thing about Russian soldiers. Am I, like, racing back? Yeah, NAFO dogs the fuck out. It's about their behavior. Then use any one of the billion terms that you can use to refer to people who do war crimes. Rather than orc, a term which is, like, literally, you're a different race. That's literally the term.
Let me be, like, super upfront and super open and honest. I have never heard someone refer to another human being as an orc. It's just not something that is commonly said around me personally. I also, at the same time, don't think that if I heard someone say, hey, this guy's an orc because he invaded my country, or we're treating them like orcs in Lord of the Rings, right? Like they're ontologically evil or whatever. These invaders into our country. I probably just like wouldn't give that much of a fuck. Probably wouldn't read too deeply into it. Because they're probably really mad that like their houses are getting bombed, and the like orcish behavior of the guys that are shooting bombs at them are probably not making them very happy about it, right?
Like that, it's like a billion things you could say that aren't that, and to pretend that there's no like overlap between like racial or nationalist dogma and the use of the term orc. Come on. Literally,
man.
like, you're not even human. You're a different type of person. Barbarian is defensible. Barbarians are human. Sure, go for that one if you want to. I've said they're barbarous. Go for it, yeah. But like let's be real here. If you go on Twitter right now and you find the people who are like using the term orc over and over again, it's 100% either like someone who unironically spends a little bit too much time defending the Azov Battalion, or 13-year-old Western non-credible defense guys who jerk themselves off raw to like grainy video footage of Vatniks being obliterated by drone strikes, you know? Yeah, it shows you where their principles are, Smerkdu. I'm not defending it, but why would Vosh, of all people, be opposed to calling people orcs when he says that all the time? When do I call Russians orcs? When do I do that? I say lots of things about lots of people. I don't...
You literally dehumanize people on a regular basis for the sin of disagreeing with you. On a regular basis. Here, one second. We're going to have to fix some stuff on this. But like he calls like all conservatives just like demons wearing human skin. How are you going to sit here and defend the idea that like you shouldn't dehumanize people when that's like your entire political project? That's your entire stream persona is dehumanizing the opposition. And I'm pretty sure you've gotten into controversy about this before, Vosh, and you've defended that. So why is this different? I fail to see what the significant difference is in calling Russians orcs who are like invading someone's literal home. Yeah, I just fail to see what the actual issue is.
Broadly refer to members of an entire nation as orcs. I don't do that. I say that like the Hitlerite particles, but that's a criticism of their beliefs and ideology. I don't do that. Hogs? Sometimes I've called conservatives hogs, but that's not me saying that they're like, that's like hog, that's like a common cop refrain, like pigs. That's not literally like they're not people. It's a reuse or a recontextualization of centuries-old class dynamicism. When you call the bourgeoisie pigs, you're not literally like dehumanizing them. That's not how the rhetoric is employed. It's just like an animalization or what is it?
Dehumanization, maybe?
No, it's the opposite of an anthropomorphization. It's obviously not the same.
But you have no like real reason to believe
I don't know about that one, Chief. I mean, I don't need to argue with you. I have the like incredible power of just banning people.
Oh, that's
if
true.
you really
Vosh, you
think
do have that power.
that like Azov jerking off Twitter accounts, calling every Russian an orc is the same as like saying cops are pigs or the bourgeoisie are pigs, you can just like leave the chat.
Yeah, they are like actually kind of the same in like the sense that you're dehumanizing people. But I think it's okay to dehumanize people who are invading your country and like blowing away, you know, your sisters, your brothers, your fathers, your mothers, your cousins. I think that like at that point, I probably don't have that much of a problem with someone saying, hey, these people are acting a little bit like orcs. Vosh doesn't listen to himself talk. Well, I don't listen to myself talk either, but that doesn't mean that that if he heard himself talk, it would change his opinion any. He's just... he's not even like pro-Russian is the problem. So you could say that this is a principled stance against dehumanizing people, but you can't even say that because he is not principally against dehumanizing people because he does it all the fucking time.
I don't care. I'm not going to argue with an unreasonable position from someone acting disingenuously. I'm not going to pretend that your position is like worth consideration. Attacking a class position or a job with like a historical allegory to a pig, like someone who is greedy, like...
Wait, I don't think that they're calling the Russian soldiers orcs because they're greedy. I don't think that that's where they're going with it, Vosh. I think they're calling them orcs because they're invading their country and shooting missiles and sieging their cities and taking over territory, like orcs do in those movies and in those different fantasy settings. I mean, this is the guy that knows so much about goblins, down to their build in porn, but he doesn't know that people dehumanize. Like, I don't
like who eats up all the money. That's comparable to referring to a whole nation of people as orcs. Come on, holy shit! You guys read way the too much NAFO shit, man. I'm really sorry. What is NAFO? Keep that energy. Never learn. I'm sorry, I thought the tweet was about soldiers, not Russians in general. It's ambiguously employed. And I also don't think it...
ambiguity. The place where Vosh loves to live in. One second. We might have to double time this, guys. I'll have to get off pretty soon.
It leads you to very good opinions. Like a lot of the Russian soldiers are just conscripts. Yeah, a lot of them act monstrously, but it's a product of material conditions, social circumstances. You know? I don't think you're getting anything out of that, like, that mentality. Dehumanizing rhetoric is like, I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I'm above it all or whatever. You know, I've thrown out some zesty ones to be sure, but I really take issue with these like normalized trend in a conflict of like, oh yeah, those are the orcs or whatever. You know, it's not just like referring to them euphemistically in like a specific circumstances too, right? It's not like, oh, at Bucha, like they were like orcs slaughtering people or whatever. It's not like in a specific circumstance. It's just like in general for.
Well, that's because, yes, they were orcish then too, but like, let's be ultra fucking clear. Orcish it can be applied to like literally every single thing that they've done in the entirety of the invasion. Why is nobody transporting that? No, that's not what I wanted.
Years now, just their orcs. And yeah, the vibes are off, man. Bro, don't pretend they don't intend there to be like, this is some new iteration of Clean Wehrmacht. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, XKCKQ. Who's doing the Clean Wehrmacht thing? So when you said it was in specific circumstances, everything that I do is a specific circumstance. That's how circumstances work. What are you trying to gotcha? You're trying.
You said all conservatives are demons wearing human skins. And then you told people that they should arm themselves so that they can take pot shots at them out of their apartment windows into their big trucks. Someone give me that clip. Someone give me the clip of Vosh saying that he wants people to get guns and take pot shots at conservatives from their windows. Oh, but that was just like a specific circumstance referring to like a specific event from conservatives. Watch short by iron and content suggestions. All right, we got to do this pretty quick. All right, guys. Not too much extra stuff. Okay, so let me make this big because it's going to have, or actually not that big because I want you guys to be able to read the
Я вот
subtitles.
задал себе вопрос, почему мы ведем себя по отношению к животным, которые...
Why do we treat animals that are shelling our cities? Here, let's do it like this.
обстреливают наши города, но так, как будто мы их признаем за нормальных людей. Вот по большому счету мы же отлично знаем, допустим, какая артиллерийская бригада сейчас работает по Белгороду, чьи вампиры, понимаешь? Ну вот сделайте 2 раза предупреждение, знаешь, как раньше любят, там 2 раза предупредили, 3-й раз выполнили, что по пункту постоянной дислокации этой бригады будет нанесено полное огневое поражение. Там, где у них жены, дети, мамы, папы, где вся их вот эта вот свора живет, понимаешь? И если они в итоге еще раз обстреляли Белгород, то вломите хорошенечко так кассетными боеприпасами и превратите этот военный городок в пустыню. Ну, по крайней мере, тогда уже будет очень четко и понятно, что за все надо отвечать. Понимаешь? Потому что вот по-другому с ними же никак. Вот, это же животные, которые просто не способны ничего воспринимать такого, что, в общем, является человеческим.
Oh, no, but the people that are actually getting invaded, you know, the people that are the oppressed in this situation, they're the bad guys because they call the guys that are, you know, invading them and killing their families and calling them animals that only understand, you know, being shelled into oblivion, killing their mothers, wives, fathers, brothers. That's the only way that these animals could possibly understand because they don't understand anything human. Meanwhile, oh no, here they call them orcs. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're actually a dog shit, like less than human piece of shit. I don't know how else to fucking say it. You're actually like subhuman yourself. You are an orc. If you can't understand where the mentality comes from.
Trying to gotcha me for, why don't you, instead of trying to like, you're saying like this you, and it's like a picture of me being beautiful, like handsome Squidward.
Oh, speaking of, how Vosh talks about conservatives. They are liars, fascists, demons, inhuman. They want to put you in a death camp. They want you dead. He claims Republicans will kill you if they lose in 2024.
With like all of them, basically. Again, they're all liars. None of them believe anything. They're fascists. They don't believe in truth. They're anti-empiricists. They're demons. They're inhuman. They want to put you in a death camp. They want you dead. You know.
I can't believe. I can't fucking believe. This isn't even the same clip, is it?
We are literally talking about conservatives defending their insurrectionary attempt. I mean, this is beer hall put shit, right? Like, what stakes get higher than fascists running for election telling you the last time they attempted to seize power violently, you know, we'll get you next time. It's pretty straightforward. How would the Republicans even win post-Blexus? Well, they'll kill you. That was their last plan. They didn't win in 2020, and their strategy after that was to, you know, kill the opposition, seize power, and put forward a Trump dictatorship. You know, as long as again, you can do stuff like that.
That's not even the clip that I was thinking about, but it does illustrate exactly what I was talking about. It's like, fuck.
Instead, why don't you try to focus on like what I'm saying? You know, you're never going to understand anything in life if all you're doing is trying to find gotchas in people's positions by like ineptly comparing one thing to another thing and not understanding the broader point between them. What are you even referring to? Do you remember a specific instance of me saying that Russians are orcs? Like, or what are you comparing it to? Some vague idea?
How about the clip that we just watched, Vosh, from like a month and a half ago?
A half memory? An illusion? A ghost? A ghoul? Calm it down. Isn't that what debating is? To a lot of people, yes. If a Palestinian called the IDF orcs, we would defend that? No. No, I really wouldn't. I've said a lot of shit about the IDF, and you'll notice that I tend to avoid that rhetoric. Again, I'm not going to pretend I'm perfect. I say a lot of shit. I'm talking about a broader tendency. I don't know why you're trying to do the whataboutism to defend it, man. Like, what's the obsession with calling Russians orcs? Call them a million other bad things. Like, seriously.
What's the obsession with calling the invaders fucking orcs? Or defending defending the invaders from being called orcs?
It's not that hard. Well, if they're settlers, also 47. The IDF is also...
The Russians are literally on a conquest of territory. They are going to be definitionally occupiers, settlers in Ukraine. The entirety of Crimea has been resettled once again by Russians.
Made up of conscripts. It's not about whether or not they're conscripts. It's that the only reason you would use orc is if you're trying to dehumanize. And I just think that tends to lead to bad analysis. You can insult a group of people, Hitlerite, lunatics, war crime loving, bloodthirsty, all terms that I've used. They're all mean. Warranted, I think, given the behavior of the IDF and the Russian military. I just don't like the orc thing. I only remember you calling the Russian army orcs. I genuinely don't remember doing that. If I did, okay. I don't know what that has to do with what I'm saying right now. I've streamed thousands of hours. I'm sure I've said lots of stuff. Can you understand the point I'm making now? If I said that before, then I disagree with it now. Is that what you want? Sure. Like, do you think that invalidates a point? Little do you know, 3 years ago, in a moment of frustration, you said this. Okay, that was bad then. What do you want from me? Jesus, that Vosh doesn't exist anymore. I am alive now. I'm saying this now. Who is Vosh? I'm condemning this person. Yeah, I think dehumanizing rhetoric just leads to really bad analysis for the most part. I think you called US cops orcs, not the Russians. Do you think that's better? Well, for one, that's a profession, not like, I don't know, the other army. For two, I don't remember saying that. I tend to say hogs or pigs. For three, yeah, I do think that's better. There's not like a broader racial/national movement concerned with discriminating against that group, whereas there are literally like massive swaths of Ukrainians who absolutely would like exacerbate this as a fundamental ethnic conflict rather than a national one. None of this applies to the police. You can just...
Who started that? Who started that? Vosh. Putin literally stated this was going to be I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke. I must be having a stroke. I must be. It can't be real.
Stop being...
Like every single fucking schizophrenic fucking... I'm having a beer. Speaking of beer, my girlfriend just said that she wants beer but doesn't know if it's a good idea, and I told her get some because I want some after this. Fuck.
Being a cop, you know, like the problem here is people exacerbating this into a greater ethnic conflict, which ideally you should prevent this if at all possible. And even then, I don't remember saying that, man. Why are you? Is it like you think I've had a delectable little treat and you're trying to you're like, well, why did your mom let you have 2 hot dogs? I know you've called consorts, but that's deserved. Okay, fine. I'll go off on all you. Okay. This is one of the reasons why I don't do debates anymore. None of you motherfuckers think. You put no effort into engaging with a broader idea, not even a modicum of good faith. You're not even debating against me, motherfucker. You're in my chat. This isn't a competition. A lot of you don't put the effort in. You don't think, what point is being made? Are there contradictions? Oftentimes there are. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Sometimes I say one thing, but I mean another. Sometimes I misspeak entirely. Sometimes I just do things that I will later disagree with. I don't pretend to be perfect. I would never ask any of you to think of me that way, but it is a little bit frustrating when I'm making what I think is a pretty clear and simple point against dehumanization, and people in chat are acting like, actually in a July 2022 VOD, you claimed, I don't care. I don't. And your obsession with that as like a metric for opposing what I'm saying now is intellectually dishonest. It's silly. Don't
You've
you
been
earn
intellectually
actually?
outpaced.
It betrays an unwillingness to engage with the point. You're my roommate. You never wash your damn dishes. They stink up the sink. I point at it and I say, hey, you know, man, you should wash your dishes. You know, we share this household. We should both put some effort in. And you say, 7 months ago, there was a 3-day period during which you left a bowl that you had eaten chili out of in the sink. You didn't even rinse it out. It smelled bad. What about that? And to this, my response is, find a new roommate. I am evicting you. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. I hate you. Leave. Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I know that guy too because he's in my f***ing chat. And there are multiple of him. Just call them Hitlerites like Zelensky just did, Lamau. Yeah, there you go.
I can't believe that Vosh has fallen so far as to like die on the hill. That we should never dehumanize political opposition as a principle, even if they're invading our home, even if they are being objectively evil towards everything that we know and love. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that. The editor should be fired. They're probably scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to get literally anything worth bringing up on stream. Well, you know what? I actually don't feel like ending, but I do need to end. I know I need to. I know this was a short stream, but I said so in the stream title, so you can't get mad at me about it. I will try to stream tomorrow, but if I'm not able to, then we'll just have to see when the next one is. Is it time? Oh, come on, man. Sorry. It's a short clip. Okay, last link. 30 seconds.
Don't defend the orc thing. Come on. It's definitely not a race thing, though. It's a behavior thing about Russian soldiers. Then use any one of the billion terms rather than orc, a term which is like literally you're a different race. I'm not defending it, but why would Vosh of all people be opposed to calling people orcs when he says it all the time? When do I call Russians orcs? Country. We have to acknowledge that in line with the fact that all Russians are genetically, ontologically evil and biologically driven to be orcish in nature, their retreat from territories is going to reveal many atrocities, probably including mass civilian. Guys, don't defend.
And there you go. Tron, cut out my I need to end stream thing because that was nice. Actually, don't cut it out. It's fine. Anyways, hey, listen, I love you guys. Vosh is just into the idea of getting completely ass blasted every single chance he can, I guess, nowadays. Yeah, no further comments. Streaming tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow. I barely was able to stream today, and that's because I had I had to get a new phone before I move. I had to get some boxes. I had to go to my girlfriend's work. I left. She got, hurt at work. So now I have to help her with that. Rough probability. Let me look at what is my work schedule like? Actually, there's a I would say there's a 40 to 50% chance that I stream tomorrow. Actually, one thing before I get off. Because there's this party, all right? And maybe you guys can give me some suggestions really quick if you guys are still in chat, haven't run away because I said I'm going to end soon. So my friend group is throwing this party that is a PowerPoint party. And basically everyone goes and they drink and we're having fun, and then we start giving each other PowerPoint presentations. Ooh. And the theme of the PowerPoint presentations is, hold on, guys, hear me out. The biggest nerd thing ever? Yeah, I know. I didn't set this up, okay? I'm just along for the ride. But it's like, hold on, hear me out on attractive or people that are not conventionally attractive, and you're going to try and convince people why this person is attractive. All right? So like someone might pull up a picture of like someone might pull up a picture of Steve Buscemi and say, okay, hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Who would be, so this is the current plan. I know I'm going to open up with a joke, right? Have my little title card, hear me out by Sondsol, right? Presented to everyone. Very professional, because I'm a professional. But then I was going to hit the next button and have it just be Hitler. And be like, fuck, wrong presentation, right? And then like have a couple of slides of Hitler, like fuck, increasingly sexual ones. But after that, I don't know who to actually do it. So drunk BS talking with extra stuff? Yes, basically. Okay, hear me out. The stash, really hot. No. But am I gonna be unbanned in Discord at the end of June like you promised? I honestly feel bad enough about not watching your video today when we didn't have any plans that I'm considering unbanning you sooner. But you have to behave. Goes full bar. Well, here, listen. I need to find like an actual person, like who would be like actually funny. The Asian guy from Hangover, but I feel like people are going to actually do people like that, right? Like someone already said that they're going to do Adam Sandler, which is embarrassing, and they actually feel that way. I need a good one. I need like a really good one. No, go Hitler, then Bill Barr. Stalin? No, I don't want to do anything like too overly political. I mean, it might be funny to do Trump, but like there are some Trump people in our friend group that would like maybe not go over very well. So I'm probably gonna try and avoid anything overtly political. Just post them young. Yeah, see, that's cheating. Just, how about this? Stew on that. Join the Discord if you're not in the Discord already. All right. And give me some suggestions in the Discord so that I can mull it over. And if I get to stream tomorrow's stream will be just us making, if the party is happening tomorrow, and I'm able to stream, then the entire stream will just be making that PowerPoint. Che Guevara? Well, you guys are giving all political answers. Is that the community that I've built, that you guys don't have a fucking sense of humor outside of politics? Che Guevara is like already a pretty handsome fella. I don't think that anyone's going to like need convincing. Mine isn't. Adam Sandler is funny. Do Bill Cosby. They can be fictional too, guys. They can be fictional. I'm paying attention I literally just read something from Kick Chat. I just read yours from Kick Chat, Gas, okay? Nicolas Cage, but these are such, like, obvious answers. Bill Cosby will be funny? Okay, I'll consider that one. Sondsol and blackface. Yeah, Tron just AIs me with blackface as many different iterations as he can. Okay, I am going to end stream now. I got to take some time. Oh, Gandalf might be funny. Season 8, Daenerys Targaryen. It wasn't Daenerys. I don't even know how to spell that. I have to... Season 8. What does she look like in season 8? Season 8, she's hot. What are you talking about? Who needs convincing? I should stop scrolling. There's probably titty pictures. I've only seen the first season of Game of Thrones. The dude from Human Centipede 2, the British police officer. I've never seen either of the Human Centipedes. All right. Professor X or Magneto. Man, any of those might be pretty funny. But we'll have to, again, we're going to workshop it, okay? Join the Discord. Give me suggestions there. I got to go. I love you guys very much. It's been very fun. All right. I will catch you possibly tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Catch you later.